Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, we finally got that Facebook up too. So let's welcome all the people who run across this video. We welcome you. 3T's is here to tell you nothing but the truth. Praise be to the Most High Yah, the eternal creator. Glory to his word, Yahshua, who is worthy of the glory, the honor, and all the power. Hallelujah. I pray that my people are doing well during these unpredictable times. A lot is going on, a lot is happening. A lot of our people have foreseen these things. People are mocking us, saying that basically, like, this has nothing to do with our creator. But you know what? We're not worried about what other people are saying. We're not worried about what they're trying to do. This is His will, and it will be done as it is in heaven. Shall it be on earth? Hallelujah! Hallelujah! So today, the insurrection. What is the insurrection? Well, let's see. The insurrection is defined as found on the internet on Google, an account or instance of rising in revolt, rebellion, or resistance against civil authority or an established government. But the insurrection actually is against the people this time. So even though we are rising up not in violence, but in truth. So it's a difference. But the enemy is thinking wickedly. So it's a difference on his part. So both sides are rising up. Now, I call it the rise of Yah's people. Like the book of Jeremiah says, you know, chapter 6, verse 10, to whom shall I speak and give warning, that they may hear? Indeed, their ear is uncircumcised, and they cannot give heed, so they don't get ears to hear. Black people are working to pull our people together, and now these devils are using what they always use: distractions, deceit, and lies to create a new plan to attack us. They will do anything to keep our people from uniting. So remember that. They'll do anything to keep us under their spell and to keep us down. This very thought of the very thought of black people unifying creates all kinds of fear across this land. The book of Enoch 99 and verse 8. And they shall become godless by reason of their folly, the folly of their hearts, and their eyes shall be blinded through fear of their hearts. So all this stuff that's being we're being subjected to is due to or is a result of fear. You understand? What these heartless entities are doing is exercising their power, that showing us that they have control of everything and everyone within this beast system, and they have the on and off switch, so they can turn whatever they want in this system on and off at any time. Well, let's talk about something that happened a long ago. It was the code of silence that was injected into the minds and hearts of our people. Understand, this code of silence was a weapon. It is a weapon used to keep our people silent, divided, and to keep us from helping our own people from destroying one another. We help these demons and devils when we keep quiet about injustice, maltreatment, criminal activity, violence, and all attacks used to destroy our people. Within our own nation, we've used this weapon to help destroy us, our own people. People who are labeled snitches or troublemakers for telling the truth or exposing misconduct have been targeted for destruction by our own people over these years. Secrets of Enoch, chapter 60 and verse 1. He who works the killing of a man's soul, sorry, he who works the killing of a man's soul kills his own soul and kills his own body. And there is no cure for him for all times, is what our Creator shared with Enoch. Now, the code of silence, this is the brainwashing at its best. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. A demonic code used to increase fear and violence within our communities, which destroyed us inside out and outside in. But we're cracking the code these days. The code of silence is being abolished among our people. We are now exposing the wicked and evil deeds of the Satans, demons, devils, wicked Gentiles and heathens, and all the workers of iniquity as they define it in the Holy Scriptures. Fear is driving these devils to lie to the entire world. They have redirected their fear to the world population. But in Second Timothy chapter 1, verse 7, the Creator said that, well, Timothy wrote, according to the Bible, this Timothy, he said, "For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." So nobody who trusts in Yah should be fearing. They should still have their power and should be possess a sound mind at this point, no matter what's going on. What these devils, what were they thinking before they created this grand lie, this false pandemic? Let's hurry up and segregate Yah's people. Let's distract them from uniting and waking up their people. Let's keep them from communicating, because if they unite and too many of their minds become enlightened, they will become a weapon that will destroy us. Ask yourself, all my people out there and all the other people of the world, what's really going on here? Is it a pandemic, or is it deception to keep us quiet so they can lay out a new plan before us? But one thing I do know, you do whatever you sow is what you reap. The Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 10 and 11. Well, verse 10, we'll start with that. But the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations, which have neglected the righteous and forsaken Yahshua. These heartless devils have imagined in their own minds this misery before us. They don't want to listen to what we have to say. They don't care about what we have to say. So the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 11. For whosoever despiseth wisdom and nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is vain. Their labors unfruitful, and their works unprofitable. So they can devise a wicked plan, but woe to them, it will all blow up in their faces. These heartless beings are working overtime, setting up a stage to watch the world fall. They seem to be prospering. They got many people stuck at home, losing their self control. Families are going at it. People are breaking down. This wicked and the wicked and those who help spread the lies and deceit for these devils, they're causing chaos. Your reward for all you wicked, your reward will be your lies and deceit you fed to the world, as well as your own wicked intentions. The Woolly Coaster. I call this the Woolly Coaster. Whoa. The scripture speaks for themselves, so I don't have to explain anything here, because in the book of Enoch, chapter 99, verse 1 through 15 says, "Woe to you who work ungodlessness, I'm sorry, forgive me for that, not I'm sorry, because I'm not sorry, and glory in lying. So woe to you who work ungodlessness and glory in lying and extol them. You shall perish, and no happy life shall be yours. Woe to them who pervert words of uprightness. Through these they shall become godless and fearful, for they shall have wrought all their work in a lie," like what's happening now. "Therefore, in an instant shall you perish, shall they all perish. Woe to you who spread evil to your neighbors, for you shall be slain in Sheol. Oh, woe to you who make deceitful and false measures, and who cause bitterness on the earth, for they shall thereby be utterly consumed. Woe to them who work unrighteousness and help oppression. So I've mentioned this before. Woe to the wicked, you will reap what you sow. And I also mentioned that those who help them, whether you started out wicked or not, once you signed up, you took that job, you made that agreement, you became wicked right along with them. So woe to you too. Don't blame nobody but yourself. You allowed yourself to get on that woolly coaster. Oh my gosh, that was funny. I'm so silly. Be not godless, okay? Be not godless and no calamity. Like, either way, it's still it's calamity, regardless if it's a lie or not. A calamity is present. So be not godless during this calamity, through these times that we are in, these unpredictable times that are happening right before our lives. So the majority of the world claim to believe and worship a God, quote unquote, a God. So what's the reason for so much panic among the people? The faithful have nothing to fear. Yah has us covered. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 1. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of Yah, and there shall no torment touch them. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 9 and 10. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him, for grace and mercy is to his saints, and he care for his elect. But in those days, blessed are all they who accept the words of wisdom and understand them, and observe the path of the Most High, and walk in the path of his righteousness, and become not godless with the godless, for they shall be saved. So this is the words of our Creator. It has nothing to do with us. These were written way before our time. These were, some of them were events that took place back then in time, and a lot of them were prophecies. So they were given to our fathers to share with their children, so that they can pass it on to their children, and then it goes down the entire line of generations, from generation to generation. So a lot of it happened, these things happened back then, but a lot of it was prophesying the times we're living in now. And it has happened even before us, some of these things. So overstand, people are judging, they're saying things and mocking, they're making jokes, they're taking this lightly. You got to wake up. That's the point. That's the point. And I'll get to that. Destroyer. The destroyer. These devils want our people to be at home at their begging call. They want us with our hands out so that they can humiliate us. They are directing this all at us. They're targeting the world black population. So I'm going to say black for overstanding. We know that we are more than that. We're not even that, but we're more than that. Second Esdras chapter 16, verse 68 and 69. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall carry off. Hmm, where was the rest of that? Let me see. They shall carry off and shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idled with things offered unto idols. So they're going to take some people off that they already did that, and they're feeding you, taking care of you. But these are some of the things that are yet to come still, yet to come, because they're going to use food as a weapon. And those who consent to eat shall be held in derision. So they're going to disrespect you, they're going to mock you, and contempt. So they're going to see you as worthless and treat you like you're worthless. and be trodden underfoot. They're going to walk all over you. Nothing is going to be the same for us, not this time around. This is a big change that affected not just one nation alone, but they're, like I told you before, they'll destroy their own to get to us. They will. They don't want the world to know what they're doing, so they're going to make it look like it's everybody that's being affected. But they're going around homes. I'll get to that, targeting certain people. And they already have their wicked helpers, their minions, and evil people, and those possessed people set in place. So this was a plan that was already organized, but they were not planning on, I'm pretty sure, not doing it this year, at least not at the time they set it off. So they fireworks were released way sooner than they anticipated. But you know what? Deliverance is to those who trust in the Most High. Yah's word has been around for centuries now, and few have kept his word, but his word is deliverance. The way things are and the state of mind of people of today, who else will deliver us besides Yah when tribulations arise? Can we count on the people? They were already messed up before this happened. So do you think they're going to get better because this happened? No. What we are experiencing is not new to our people, because maybe new to us in this generation, but it wasn't new to our people. They have been going through this from generation to generation. Just like it's written in the book of Esdras, chapter 16, verse 70 to 74. He said, now listen to the similarities, the comparison in these scriptures, because it's very important that our people understand. That's why I always try to bring it all together, like I always say. For in many places and in neighboring cities, so cities over, until you reach out across the world, there shall be a great insurrection against those who fear Yah. So remember, I told you this is the insurrection and what it meant. So the insurrection is not, it didn't happen. We rose up in truth. But this insurrection, this aggression that's being directed at the world came from the enemy. So it's a difference, you know. It's going to be, and he said this insurrection is against those who fear Yahshua. So what's going on? As soon as we start talking and spreading the truth, blam, here they come with some crazy act. They shall be like madmen, sparing no one, but plundering and destroying those who continue to fear Yahshua. For they shall destroy and plunder their goods and drive them out of their homes. Ooh, sounds like what's happening. Then the tested quality of my elect shall be manifest as gold that is tested by fire. Yahshua said, hear, my elect, says Yahshua. Behold, the day of tribulation are at hand, and I will deliver you from them. So keep your faith, my people out there who are faithful. Don't let this discourage you, no matter how it turns out, no matter what comes your way, no matter what you have to do, no matter what we have to walk through. We have to stay steadfast in the faith that the Most High is on our side. He's aware and He's preparing to do what it takes to see us through this thing and bring us out and on top of it. That's what we have to do. Now, understand this. I call this the beginning. The world was given to us to enjoy everything it has to offer. But ungrateful people who are never satisfied want to cause problems when things are not going their way, like a spoiled brat, like a kid who just don't appreciate anything. That's what's happening here. Second Esdras chapter 9, verse 18 through 20. For there was a time in this age when I was preparing for those who now exist. This is coming from our Creator. He said, before the world was made for them to dwell in, and no one opposed me. For there was no one who existed. No one existed. So there was no one to oppose him. But now, those who have been created in this world, which is supplied both with an unfailing table and an inexhaustible pasture, have been corrupt in their ways. So he's telling us that there's unfailing tables on this earth and an inexhaustible pasture. So that means that whatever we need, we can have it for all the days of our life, from this generation until all the generation he foresaw that would be born in this on this earth. He says, so I considered my world. So after he said, the people have become corrupt in their ways, he said, I considered my world. So he sat back with his hand on his chin. He considered his world and he said, behold, it was lost. The people are lost. And my earth, and he said, in my earth, that it's lost. They're lost. And behold, it was in peril because of the devices of those who had come into it, those who became corrupt in their ways. Doesn't these things sound familiar? Don't they sound parallel to what's going on presently, currently, at this point in our time? You have to think for yourself. They seem to be the current, not the past. Seems to be what's happening right now. Now let's go over some things that I've mentioned a little bit about. I call it a call for change. I call this one a call for change because these heartless, soulless beings are causing these calamities, and then they want us to be pacified. They want to pacify the whole wide world with chump change. They cause you thousands of dollars and then give you a 5% handout and tell you to just get over it and go on with your life. That's what it seems that they're going to do. But we don't even know if that's what they're going to do at all either, but we'll see. How long, to my Black people, are we going to sit around and fall for this type of madness? We have got to pull together and build our own reliable, sustainable system that will benefit all of our people so that things like this will never happen to us. What's next? The Great Depression? You know, these devils have truly taken things too far. We can do anything together. Know this if you don't know, if you don't think about it. I'm telling you, we can do anything and everything together. All we have to do is believe that we can do it and it will happen. But we have to do it together as a whole. We have to take back our control. We have to start looking out for one another and stop allowing other nations to control our lives. When is enough enough? When is it? When is enough enough? I don't know, but it's enough for me. Enough is enough. But I can't do it all by myself. You know, the reasons. What is the reasons these devils, heathens, Gentiles, and wicked men are so afraid? What shook their boots to cause them to run and hide? Because once they started this pandemic, they had plans for it to spread across they've, like I said, they've been researching us, they've been experimenting with us. So they knew or at least they thought they knew things that can alter our system. But it didn't happen the way they intended for it to happen. It jumped and backfired on them. So what is the reason that they're running and hiding? What got them so stirred up and afraid? Because they started running and hiding like real fast, you know, based on the knowledge or the information being shared on the internet. What is the reason these preachers followed behind them? Why did these preachers follow behind these devils instead of praying for their congregations, praying for the people, staying home and staying and praying, staying and praying, looking up to the God that they convinced everybody to follow? Black people, the chosen people of the earth. I'm gonna tell you the reasons why they did this. Because those black people are spiritually awakening. We're seeking, we're speaking the truth To the enemy, the oppressors, it's a sign of prophecy. People don't want to believe it, but it is. It's written. I'm telling you. I'm giving it to you. This stuff was written years ago. It wasn't written in our lifetime. It's a prophecy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What kind of prophecy is it though? It's a sign that their end is on the rise. Their destroyer has awakened. Hmm. The ones that will destroy them, that will bring these evil beings, their evil practice, and their wicked, corrupt kingdom to an end. There's no running and hiding because their end is here. It's here. They're not running and hiding because they think it's near. They know that it's here. You know, they know it's here. Because once we awaken the way we're awakening, there's no going back to sleep. All the only thing left is for everybody else to awaken. Now, this was the reason for constant afflicting, oppressing, and suppressing our people. This is why they did it. They always had a secret plan, a hidden agenda written long ago to keep our people asleep to reality and the truth about us and the rest of the world. They never wanted us to ever come to the knowledge of truth, period, whether it was about them or about us. This is the reason they have been nonstop watching us, trying to listen to our conversation, using people to try to befriend us so they can get in where they don't fit in and spy on us. This is why they've been waiting and watching and preparing because they knew something was coming. They knew. These devils are fully aware who their destroyer is. What we what we know to be, who was that, the kingdom, the people right here in America. That's why they mistreated this our bloodline the way they did. That's why they oppressed our people the way they did. They don't do that to any other people, not even in Africa. They don't. They have oppressed them, yes they did, and they still do. They still do to some of them, yes they do. But they have even allowed them to prosper in certain ways. But they refuse to let the black people in America rise that way. Now you have to ask yourself, what is the reason for that? Why do they hinder us? What is the reason they try to keep us so silent? You know, even in Africa, they do the same thing. They have their code of silence over there too. Why is that? Because we are the pillars of this whole world. We are the people that makes the change, like I mentioned before. We are the people who will bring the peace to this earth. Once we are awakened, all the wicked things that we imagined will fall right off like leaves from a tree. And our true being will come into existence. Our righteous being will take over. And we will make sure that the world is living a peaceful world, a peaceful life. We're not a selfish people. We're not a greedy people. We're not evil people. We're loving people, merciful people, kind people, sharing people, hospitable, charitable by nature, but they have beat that out of us, beat it into the back of our mind, and filled the forefront or the foreground with all this evil. So we think this is who we are. It's not. It's not who we are. If they remove this chemical, if they remove this technology that they use against us, if they remove the witchcraft spells, if they remove everything that binds our minds, then we would understand that because there would be nothing blocking the wisdom that we were born with. Pandemics. Many dangerous viruses have been unleashed on the world, but none has caused worldwide panics, store shutdowns, job losses, social distancing, quarantine, or a martial law formation. So, what's so different with this coronavirus today compared to any other virus or pandemic? They say it's spreading from person to person by hair products now, toiletries, by the mail. And eventually, they're going to say it's spreading every other way possible. Seems this virus will create a world like The Walking Dead, or maybe even the Book of Eli in our reality. Or is this experiment, I'm sorry, is this a social experiment? Is that what it is? What is it? Is it going to be like the movie Divergent or Equilibrium? Is it going to turn out to be like the movie Fahrenheit 51, where they want to burn all the knowledge and wisdom and have us so mind controlled on devices that we'll never know what truth is? These devils and demonic entities are causing big problems for the people in America and all across this land. The table is turning either way, but where will it stop this time? A grand illusion combined with chemical warfare, mind control drugs, and mind controlling technology is being used on the entire world in hopes that everyone just panic yourself to death. They want us to keep the world, they want to keep the world docile, indoctrinated with lies that they show us on all these mind controlling devices, especially the tell lie vision. This is the reason they want everybody to stay home. They got you all. They want you to fear. They want you to panic. They want you to worry. They want you to stress. And then turn on the TV and just get more of it, pumping all up in you, destroying you spiritually, mentally, and physically. Hmm. Closing yourself up. What's another reason these devils want everybody to stay inside and lock yourself in your home? Hmm. Is it so they can attack us better? That way you're standing still and all, and, they don't want us to see, you know, or hear them when they're around our homes. They don't want us to see or hear them when they're spraying poisonous chemicals into our homes to suffocate us like a rat in a box. Yeah. So all these people that they want to destroy, this is why they try to sit us still. So that way they can target you head on. Because if you out doing whatever you want, you can be leaving and going at any time. They don't have no way of tracking that, especially if you're unpredictable. Yeah, so they sit you at home and they spray vapors and gases through door seals, through gas lines, pipes, vents that lead inside of your home or the home you're living in. They'll do it every and any possible way they can through any opening that leads into your home. So especially for the targeted, so be mindful. They also have these energy weapons, like I mentioned before, which is radiation that they use to attack or fry people's brains, the population's brain cells. They say, I found a definition online. They said it weakens and breaks up DNA, and it either by either damaging cells enough to kill them, or causing them to mutate your cells to mutate in a way that may eventually lead to some type of cancer. Y'all rebuke this. Oh, rebuke it, y'all. I speak it not over nobody. I speak no evil over no one's lives. I will not do that, and I bind it up, cast it out, and destroy the words now that I have said. Hallelujah. Also, there are things happening in the heavens. Now, this is what people probably have not paid attention to. I don't know. I think a lot of people are catching on, though. There's a lot of things going on outside all day, actually. But at night, you catch it easier because it's dark, and when they're doing things, they're using lights are out there in the sky. So something is out there at night. Sometimes people have caught this stuff on YouTube and posted their videos. I've seen a couple of them. So, and it looked like what we would determine or define as unidentified objects. They look like there's something coming from somewhere else, or who knows what they're doing. I don't know. Maybe they're putting something out there in the sky somewhere. I don't know. So be very watchful and extremely vigilant, my people, because look outside from time to time. Everybody needs to share what they find. Everybody needs to communicate as long as we're able to. Now, there are two type of chemicals that I found that they could be possibly using on the people that they want to murder. You understand? So, and I'm going to explain to you what they are. One of them is riot control tear agents. Most chemical agents cause flu-like symptoms and death. So they're saying that this so-called coronavirus causes these flu-like. Why is it that everything causes flu-like symptoms that they announce to the world? You've got to question this kind of stuff. But when I researched, like I said, most of these chemicals, they all cause flu-like symptoms. Now, how is all of these chemicals going to cause the same type of symptoms? Man-made, they're man-made. That's why. And they're targeting specific areas of a body, like your brain, your lungs, your heart, anything that helps you stay alive or helps you stay strong and well. Now, tear gas it's like a military grade warfare pepper spray. It actually it has that pepper spray effect. So you may smell pepper, you may sense it in your environment if they happen to be targeting you. They possibly mix it with alcohol, so you may smell alcohol, ammonia, you may smell alcohol or chlorine. You may smell sulfur, like some burning or something. You may smell pesticides. So it's just like roach spray or something similar to that. And sarin, which is odorless. And that's another one I'm going to talk about. So those two are the ones I'm going to talk about, tear agents and sarin. Most riot control agents, this is what I found online. They said most riot control agents cause immediate irritation and pain to the eyes, mucous membrane, and skin. So it can be anywhere, your shoulders, your chest. If your chest is open and wherever it can touch is invincible to your eye. So it can touch your skin and it will cause irritation. You may feel like something's crawling on you, itching or something, but it'll feel unusual. And but the reaction is immediate irritation and pain to the eyes and mucous membrane and skins. They say people who inhale the agent develop coughing, sneezing, wheezing, and sometimes shortness of breath. Now, sarin is a man-made chemical warfare agent. All of them are classified as a nerve agent. Nerve agents are the most toxic and rapidly acting, is what they say. Now I'm going to tell you about sarin for a minute. Sarin was a man made chemical warfare agent. People may not know that they were exposed because sarin has no odor. People exposed to a low or moderate dose of sarin by breathing by breathing contaminated air, eating contaminated food, drinking contaminated water, or touching a contaminated surface may experience some or all of the following symptoms within seconds to hours of exposure. You may get runny nose, watery eyes, small or pinpoint pupils, so your pupils may start tripping out. You may feel eye pain, blurred vision. You may get drooling or excessive sweating. You may cough, your chest, you might get chest tightness, rapid breathing, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, and or abdominal pain, stomach pain, increased urination, so you may go to the restroom a lot. You may feel confusion, drowsiness, weakness. So your body, remember I told you how it feel like bricks in your blood, and all of a sudden you just feel like something's heavy on you. You may get headaches, and slow or fast heart rates, low or high blood pressure. So you may feel overheated at times or too cold at times. Those are signs. These are chemicals that they use. They said even a small drop of sarin on the skin can cause sweating and muscle twitching where sarin touched the skin. So if it's in the air and it passed by you on one side of you, because you may be sitting this way and you have a window near you and it comes that way and it touches this side of your body, it's going to start feeling weird on that side of your body. They said exposure to large doses of sarin by any route may result in the following harmful health effects: loss of consciousness, convulsion, paralysis, respiratory failure, possibly leading to death. So this is what I'm trying to tell my people. We've got to wake up because these people harbor these man-made warfare agents, biochemical germ warfare, all these toxic warfare, and they keep them to attack the world, especially black people. I'm gonna be truthful with it. I ain't got time. Sarin exposure. Now, again, a little bit more about this one because this is a very deadly one because it's clear from what I've found. They if they mix it, then it may come as another color, but it's usually clear. And you may take it for water or a spill on your counter. You may take it for a spill on your floor or anywhere or wherever. We have to be mindful. We know some of this stuff comes clear. That's why it blends in with things that we think are natural or normal. No, be very vigilant. Okay, pay attention to how you feel when unusual things are around or spills or whatever. You understand? They said the extent of poisoning caused by sarin depends on the amount of sarin to which a person was exposed, how the person was exposed, and the length of time of the exposure. Symptoms likely will appear within seconds after exposure to the vapor form of sarin and within a few minutes to hours after exposure to the liquid form. They said all nerve agents cause their toxic effects by preventing the proper operation of an enzyme that acts as the body's off switch for glands and muscles. So an off switch would turn you shut your glands and muscles off when they should be shut off, and then they come back on when they need to come on. So they said without an off switch, the glands and muscles are constantly being stimulated, exposing. They said the exposed people may become tired and no longer able to keep breathing, cardiac arrest. You understand? So sarin is the most volatile of the nerve agents. This means it can easily and quickly evaporate from a liquid into a vapor and spread into the environment. People can be exposed to the vapor even if they do not come in contact with the liquid form of sarin because it evaporates so quickly. Sarin presents an immediate but short lived threat. Yes, so that means if they come in your house when you're not home or whatever, or if they spray something through your windows, you know, it may disappear fast, but it still can affect you because it's still in a vape form. Okay, so it converts from a liquid to a vape form. It converts itself. The quiet storm. What's going on, my people? Tell me what's going on. Calamities are here again. How are times like these described in the Holy Scripture? How do they describe them? What did our people warn us about? What did they say that they experienced? Well, let's see. In Second Esdras, 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 chapter 16, verse 18 through 20, they call it the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. That's what seems to be happening, right? The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Is what Esdras asked the angel that was sent by the Most High to answer all his questions that he had about our people. He said, behold, famine and plagues, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. So the world is being punished so that they can get right. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So no matter what's going on, people are not mindful that it's a time to be corrected or to correct your own selves from the things that is causing this world to be upside down. For one, for the world to be so divided and unloving. This is signs. These are warnings. We have to get right. These are warnings. What comes before destruction? Warnings. Warnings come before destruction. What's next? Was this history or was this prophecy? It seems to be that this is a time that was spoken of by our own people some time ago. Second Ezra 16:21 through 22. Behold, it says, victuals shall be so cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the others that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So he's saying basically, like, everybody's going to be thinking everything's all good, you know, taking it all in. Oh, let's just take this time to get together. What you should take this time to get right with the Most High, with your spirit inside that He gave you to guide you and instruct you, to help you understand the things that are happening, to help us through any kind of situation besides working together with our people. But he's saying it ain't really a good thing as far as what we know, up until this point. It's not going to be the same anymore. Change is coming, whether we want it to come or not. So don't expect nothing less. But you know what? No fear. No fear. The good thing about knowing the Most High, no fear. All this came about so quickly because our people are speaking out against the wickedness and injustice done to our people. Many are trying to take Yah out of the mix right now, or even our own people. But understand this, without Yah, that's how the world got where it is today, right now. So overstand why we need the Most High and His word more than ever now. So Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 75 through 78. The angel told Ezra, by the way, because he was delivering a message to Yah. So actually, when he comes down and speaks, he speaks as if he's talking like he is Yah. So he told him, he said, do not fear or doubt, for Yah is your guide. He said, you, now pay attention here, you who keep my commandments and precepts, says Yahshua, do not let your sins pull you down or your iniquity prevail over you. He said also, woe to those who are choked by their sins and overwhelmed by their iniquities, as a field is choked by underbrush and its path overwhelmed with thorns, so that no one can pass through. He said, it is shut off and given up to be consumed by fire. Okay? So he's saying, don't worry, no matter what you've done up until this point. Keep His commandments and you'll be all right. But if you don't keep His commandments, woe to you. Woe to you for those who's trying to dismiss Him out of the equation. Woe to you. Be mindful of what you choose to say and do at this time, because this is a very unpredictable time for us humans who have lost our spiritualness. And if you don't understand spirituality, you should not be speaking against the Creator just because you don't believe. Don't try to encourage the world to see things from your eyes. We were created by something, and it wasn't man. Understand that. So don't be going around telling people it has nothing to do with the Creator. You don't know. Overcome. How do we defeat this enemy? How do we overcome this? You know, it's very important to understand that energy is everything. Everything is energy. We have to stay away from welcoming negative energy or negative emotions into our souls, especially fear, along with stress, worry, depression, anger, greed, betrayal, and violence, and any and all ill feelings, because these feelings mixed with chemical warfare agents, energy weapons, and witchcraft causes sickness, as well as when you participate in wicked activity. So your wickedness brings you down. So to my people, be happy, smile a little bit, laugh, exercise, play, do whatever you need to do to increase your positive energy, especially now. Do things to get your energy up daily, and make sure you drink plenty of water and stay away from fast foods because they're not real foods. They have no nourishment, no nutrition, and they don't have anything to strengthen your immune system. So, right now, because they are doing something, it may not be what they're telling us, but they are doing something to attack people of this world. And they're using chemical warfare. And if your body is not right, it can affect you. So remember, don't fear, just be vigilant, and make sure you take care of yourself the best you can based on the resources that you have available. Turn from death road. What we've done up until this point, we cannot take back. But what we do now from now on will matter. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 23 and 24. One thing we have to understand, like he says right here, for Yah created man to be immortal. And I believe I mentioned this before. And he made him to be an image of his own eternity. So we were made eternal. But he said also, nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world. And they that do hold of his side do find it. So if you don't think wisely or wiser at this time, depending on your choices, will determine your life or death. When a person participates in wickedness, they are never at peace. So their souls go you in a state where you can easily become sick because you're not right in your soul because of your evil doings. So these people that are wicked, their conscious, their spirit, their energy is so low all the time. Their levels are so low, it makes them more susceptible to sickness. When people are happy, so this is why I'm saying get happy, be happy. It don't matter what's going on, be happy. When people are having and living righteous, when you're living righteous, that means you're not living in fear, you're not worrying, you're not depressed. No matter what comes your way, you're just like, okay, whatever. You got that, that feeling like everything's going to be all right no matter what, no matter what happens. And that's healing in itself to your body. That right there is healing in itself. So I'm warning my people, or not in, I'm sorry, I'm informing my people. Just be happy. Be happy. Not don't be happy. I'm not saying being happy and don't worry about what's going on. I'm saying be happy to keep you healthy. You know, you understand? You understand? I'm gonna slap myself. The book of Sirach, chapter 7, verse 1. This is a powerful statement here because this takes faith to believe. It takes faith. So for all my people out there with faith, like Mary J. Blige said, you gotta believe. It says, he said, do no evil. That's why I'm telling people don't participate in this wickedness because it brings your conscious, your energy, everything down to a state where you can be destroyed easily. He said, do no evil. so shall no harm come unto thee. Mm, that's powerful. Do no evil. So I'm letting you know, for all the people out there in the world who like to do evil, do no evil, so no harm come to you. Because it may look like your oppressors are going to prevail over people, but they're not going to prevail over people who's doing right. That's what they're not going to do. And also, I mentioned to my people before, like, yes, we should have faith in our creator, yes, we should trust in our creator. So I'm going to tell you again that. But also, there are things that he most definitely will put on your mind to do to help you. So don't overlook those thoughts. Don't let those pass through your mind and you do not catch them. Okay, because that's how he helps us too. Okay, reality check. This is to my people in deep down into the soul. Black people, our creator wants us to understand the importance of unity and to learn to love one another, to work together effortlessly in love. He wants us to stop hating and fighting one another, because this is the evil that kills us the most. This hurts us more than the enemy's attacks against us. He constantly, over time, he has constantly shown us that these nations don't give a dang about us. And when danger comes our way, no one comes to help us. But they all sit back and watch us die or wither away. He doesn't want us to depend on other nations to supply any of our needs. He wants us to use the wisdom we were born with, that he gave us, to help create sustainable living together as a nation for each other. So understand that when we depend on another nation to provide for us, as we have done, as our families have taught us to do, this is the results. These are the results. This is what you get out of letting other nations dictate our nation's lives. This is what we get for letting them dictate our lives, instead of us uniting and come together as we are able to do and create sustainable living for ourselves. Okay. A plan. We have to get and stay prepared. We have to understand when calamities or catastrophes arise, we have to have a plan, a way out. We need to know in advance where to go for shelter when the unexpected arrives. We have to have plenty of water and food stored up for all of our people. We have to have healing remedies for anyone who may go through some physical challenges. We have to have things like blankets, hygienics. We have to have everything. Oh, Lord. I know most of us, we're not prepared. We weren't prepared for this. And we never thought of something like this even happening. We never thought this would happen. Mm-mm. But it don't matter what we thought or what we were prepared for. We're right now, we are where we at. So we are where we are, and we need to start from here. Now is the time for us to wake up and realize that if we don't get things in order for our own self, for our own nation, we will not make it much longer on this planet, because these devils will never stop doing things like this until we are fully, utterly destroyed. And we have to understand that and take it very seriously. We really do. They're showing us. They have always shown us. I mean, just recently, what? I don't know. I mean, there could have been things happening after that, but the one that came to mind right now is the Katrina. That's because I was looking at something that actually talked about that today. But like when Katrina happened in New Orleans, they didn't come to, they could have saved all those people. America could have saved all those people who died. But they waited. What I am aware of and found was, back then when it happened, I remember them saying they waited 7 days or 2 weeks or something like that before they even sent any kind of help over there to them people. And I don't even know what made them do it then, because it was like they was hoping that everybody was dead before they arrived. If we don't wake up right now, we may not survive. Our generation, it looks like everybody will keep having babies and everything's gonna be all right. But you know, we have to look at their plan, how they actually like. I mean, there was a period of time just a few years ago where they was killing the children like it was nothing. So if the children are, whether they're being born or not, if they're killing them before they grow up, I mean, where does that lead? And then they're killing the adults, slowly fading away right before our eyes, and we so out of tune with reality that we're not even seeing it happen. We have to be wise. We were born with wisdom. Let us exercise that. It seems these demonic entities, I mean, they're using deception to spark fear and panic in the hearts of the world. Do they want every nation to turn against one another? Because that's what I'm starting to see this, it's panning out to be. They are trying to stir up chaos worldwide while they sit back in their high mountains watching everybody. So this is to all the people of the world. You know, I want this part of this to go out, this little paragraph to go out to all the people of the world. This is a time to find the greatest peace within yourself, within your own nation, and to not blame other nations so that this hoax does not escalate to a place of no return. This is a time when we all have to be extremely mindful of what we allow in our hearts and in our minds. We have to put on our thinking caps and rise above this BS. It's going to take all of us to pull together in humility, in trust, in righteousness, charity, and in love, most of all. We cannot allow these Satans to stir up negative energy among us. That's what they need if you don't know. And that's their goal to accomplish their hidden agenda, depopulation. So let's be wiser. Let's love. Let love be our guide and let us help one another. Remember this if you don't remember nothing else. Divided we fall, but together we stand. Now, before I roll up out of here, I hope I went through every slide. Yah will do it, you know, whether he come himself or whether he send those messages through those electronic or those energized vibes, he will do it. He will do it for us. So let me run through this really quickly. I think I summed it all up. Yeah, it's a little over an hour, so that's great. That's fine. That's okay. Yah is love. So I told you we need love to do this, and people don't realize that our Creator is love, and Yah is in control no matter what it looks like. These devils can only do what He allows them when it comes to the righteous, especially. But if you are subjecting yourself to sin and you do not have a praying grandmother or someone praying over your life, you may see things differently. But I pray that prayer is enough to protect our people who are living a sinful life. Because I pray for all my people who are against me or not. Well, let's see what the Most High say about this, how He will do it. He said in Second Ezra, chapter 16, verse 67. So before I go, He said, "Behold," the angel told Ezra, "Yah is the judge. Fear Him. Cease from your sins and forget your iniquities. Never commit them again. So Yah will lead you forth and deliver you from all tribulation." And that's what He said. So listen to what the Spirit says from this day forward. It is from Yah, and it is our guide through the darkness. Our spirit is a part of Yah, our Creator, our Maker. And we have to get in touch with that. We have to connect that line to him so he can let us know what's going on. Some of us he has already spoken to through the Spirit. This is why I was telling our people we need to listen when people are talking. You don't have to agree with everything, but you will never know what's going on if you do not listen. We don't know it all. There's not one person walking on the face of this earth who knows it all. So we need to listen. Listen to our people. Listen to black people, black people. I am a hot mess. Because, if they ain't other things, then people act like they can't wait, you know. So listen. So I'm going to leave you with that for now. I'm going to leave you with that for now. And I pray that it touches somebody, that it reaches somebody, and that it helps somebody. Because we all need it right now. We all need it. We need it right now. We need it desperately. Because even if they give people money, how much is that going to fix that has been damaged? What is it going to fix? You know, they cause people to leave their jobs before they was talking about it was so dangerous. They you got to pay attention. They have this planned already. What are we going to do, world? I'm down with whatever. Let me stop. I'm ready to build. I'm ready to build. I know some construction. Shoot, I know I can do anything. I could do anything. Let's do it together. But until next time, my people, I love you. Y'all's grace and glory be with you. And listen to the Spirit, communicate, share with us what He says to you so we'll know. Because we all waiting for them downloads from our spiritual guide. We all are, you know, waiting for the right things to be done. We don't want to go out there acting ignorant and add on to the calamities. We don't want to do that. We want to actually build instead of tear down. Help. We don't want to help the destroyer tear down. We want to be what we are, the opposite of that. We are creators. We are not destroyers. So let's stand in our rightful place, in our position, and build together and not help this destroyer destroy us and the rest of the world. So I love you. All praise be to the Most High Yah. Glory to our King, who is the Word of Yah. 3T's is here to tell you nothing but the truth. So help us, Yah. Let us focus on working together as one nation under Yah, indestructible. Until next time, I love you. Keep the faith. Fear not. Be happy because happiness is health. Message. I love you. Until next time, peace. I'm about to take it down. I'm about to lay it down. I'm about to lay it down. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm out of here. I'm so silly.
I thought, you know what, when you said you about to see, I thought you meant like I was, no,